Imagine this. You wake up one morning, grab your phone, and nothing. No notifications, no messages, no news feed. It's like time has stopped, but it's not just you. It's everyone. For 24 hours, the entire world goes offline. What would happen? How would we cope? And could the effects of a single day without the internet ripple into something bigger? Today, we're exploring the chaos of a global internet shutdown. In the first moments, most of us would assume it's just a routine glitch. We'd restart our routers, switch between Wi-Fi and data, and maybe even blame the weather. But soon, we'd realize it's not just our devices, it's a global phenomenon. Panic wouldn't set in right away. At first, it's just an inconvenience. This would frustrate people who could not get to their virtual classes or cut off professionals from work emails. And it is just not about work. All small conveniences in the form of reading news, streaming of music, and the management of smart home devices would come to a grind. Just think of searching for recipes, looking for amusements, or even the answers to simple questions. None of these would be possible on a click or tap. It would be impossible to find one's way around the city. Without GPS, quite literally, people would get lost. Drivers would revert to paper maps, most of whom don't even know how to read anymore. Public transportation would be a mess because all schedules and route updates are done through the internet. But that's not all. The economic effect indeed would be striking. Practically everything in the global economy, from trading on stock exchanges down to peddling small businesses on the internet, needs or heavily relies on usage of the internet. This year alone, nearly 60% of retail sales globally have been done online. This whole sector would go down when the internet did. Factories relying on automated, web-enabled systems go offline. Retail stores would face problems as the card readers also go offline, and they are forced to revert to cash payments, a payment method that has become rarer in today's world. This would not only slow down sales, but also frustrate customers who aren't carrying cash. Major companies will potentially lose billions in one day. This will hurt online giants that rely entirely on online revenues such as Amazon. Online banking, trading, and even ATMs need an internet connection, so even banks would fall into extreme trouble. The financial markets are going to become completely disoriented and eventually incapable of function. Billions of dollars worth of transactions will be denied. Then, of course, regardless of the economy, our modern-day communication habits have so deeply entangled themselves with the use of the internet, social media, messaging applications, even video calls, all out of reach. Separated families would be stuck in a place which cannot instantly connect, making the world so much greater and lonely. The general impact on rescue services would also be noticed. The internet-connected systems used in hospitals and clinics for maintaining patient information, diagnosis, and communication would be a big problem. Every second counted and made the difference between life and death. So much do the police, fire departments, and other rescue services depend upon digitized support for communication to make the world a far more unsafe place. Imagine a workday without the internet, no cloud storage, no online project management. The offices turn to ghost towns of productivity. Many whole industries, from tech and education to logistics, just stop cold. People working remotely will be severed from their companies, not being able to attend meetings or perform their tasks. Critical infrastructure like traffic lights, which relies on real-time data, will malfunction or cause havoc in the streets. Internet-dependent security might fail and open doors to other vulnerabilities for houses and businesses. Online grocery deliveries, food apps, and gig economy jobs will also all vanish into thin air. The sudden shutdown would not only cause confusion, but could lead to unrest. Without access to reliable information, misinformation and rumors could spread quickly. People might rush to gas stations, fearing a prolonged outage. Grocery stores could face panic buying, leading to empty shelves and supply shortages. Moreover, such a 24-hour shutdown can leave our cybersecurity infrastructure with a number of vulnerabilities. Some hackers and cybercriminals have exploited similar transient mayhem to create disturbances that cannot reconnect so easily once the internet is restored. Companies and governments, in their attempt to return to business, may unwarily expose themselves to attacks and thereby create longer-term blackouts. But wrapped up in that chaos is an opportunity to unplug, turn off, and reconnect to the world around us. Without the incessant hum of social media, news, and notifications, perhaps people would sit in meaningful face-to-face contact. Families could play board games with one another, and friends might actually meet over coffee while kids played outside. This would be a moment of rediscovery of simpler times before the internet ruled our lives. People would start dusting off old books, play cards, or simply have long conversations devoid of any distractions. As much as this would never blot out the problems of a shutdown, it would remind us of a world which was in existence prior to all of us being digitally hooked up. So, what if the internet went out for 24 hours? The world would stumble, businesses would hemorrhage billions, and life as we know it would just come to a complete standstill. All at the same time, it would be a wake-up call, a reminder of our dependency upon technology, and a time for some reflection on how much of the internet we've integrated into even the smallest components of our lives. So, what's your take? Will the world come crashing down, or are we resourceful enough to make our way through it? How about you? Could you survive 24 hours without the internet? Please leave your comment below, and if you want more thought-provoker videos, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Catch you all next time while you still can.